What's going on, guys? This is Livin here. I want to show you guys some gameplay on Soysons today. We got a little bit of a battle going on here between my Trench Raider class and a pretty solid tanker class. Now, of course, don't want to make this title like all clickbait or anything like that, because it's not anything directly of me going up against any tankers. It's more of an indirect battle. You'll see he does a pretty good job of staying alive the whole game, and I just kind of wanted to, show a video on this now that they've taken down the Priest de Tutor servers only way to play. So now you can only play Priest de Tutor if you're going to play the TSMP servers, and you're only able to play them on the rotation with all the other They Shall Not Pass maps. So fortunately those weren't voted for today, and today I got voted on Soysons. So what I got going on here is, unfortunately, I didn't get a very good start with him getting into a vehicle, so I had to run all the way down here. So that was a little bit unfortunate. I wasn't able to lay mines that I usually like to lay. So I might have kind of changed up the gameplay up a little bit if I was able to lay some mines. Because usually I can eliminate the tanks that push up here pretty easily by just laying those mines. But unfortunately I wasn't able to do that. And at least I was able to grab the kit. Haven't grabbed this kit in a while. Thought for sure I was going to put this to rest. But like I said, once they took down the servers just for the Priest de Tutor, and now they put them in the rotation. Or they've been in the rotation, but now they don't have the only servers anymore, where they were just using that one map. I'm now gotta go back into play some of the other They Shall Not Pass maps, and so of course, knowing me, I'm gonna grab this kit because, again, I feel like this is the best kit in the game, and definitely should be grabbed. So it's gonna be kind of a video made showing my point of why I think this is better even over a tank. So it's a bit of a grind, bit of a battle here. Especially for the game I came in before. The game I came in before, this game was my second game I played. The game I played before this game was it was definitely a grind, to say the least. I came in it with like a 4th done, and the scoreboard for it was just pretty lopsided. So I knew if the teams didn't change up that much this game, I was expecting to have something very similar to happen. So I knew I was definitely going to have somewhat of a good start, or just try to do something to hopefully give my team a chance to win this game. So unfortunately, they pushed really well there in the very beginning. Like I said, I didn't have the greatest start there, not having a vehicle. And so what I decided to do is I'm going to push all the way around the A, just get myself out of that area, because I know the tank's still on there. So there's no point in me trying to battle that tank, especially when they have C as well too. There's going to be no teammates that are going to spawn on to me enough to kind of engulf the tank and do damage on the tank while I'm taking out infantry players. So there's really no point. The best option is for me to go over here to by A, because at least if I go over here by A and they challenge me with the tank, I draw the tank all the way out over here to A. And so I've eliminated him from being over there where my teammates are trying to probably push down to F or to C right now. And by doing that, I at least give them, my teammates a little bit more time. So sometimes, even though you might not be directly doing something to the tank or something like that, you can do indirect little things like this to give you that little bit of advantage. So that might be going a little bit too much depth for some people. Some people just like to play the game, have fun, and I'm just the same too. But I kind of like finding little things here and there that I can come up with, naturally just thinking about that can give me a little bit of an edge here and there. So yeah, I bring it up just enough where my teammates are able to spawn on me, so that was very helpful. And now I know they're going to be able to cap A, which is fine, because I just want my teammates to spawn on there. I know they're being challenged because you can see all those vehicles that were going right there. And I was fine with that as long as we were able to cap A, because that means my teammates can all spawn on there, because I know they definitely are probably getting tired of spawning over there by F and D, where they're getting pretty much run over right now. So I figured I would skip B, go right to C. Because I know my teammates are going to be able to push B now, and I'm going to come over here. I got a little confused there. I thought for a moment, I was like, since when do pilots have a flare gun? And I realized there's a scout class right behind me. So unfortunately, I don't think I have any. Do I have a smoke grenade? Because I have that flare on me right now. I'm not sure if I have a smoke grenade right now. I think I might have thrown all those earlier when I was, yeah, I'd thrown them all earlier. I was trying to get away when I was down below in that little canal over there. So I don't have any smoke to hide myself from this flare, so I have to be kind of careful right here. It's be kind of risky. I knew I was going to come into this battle, but I knew I was going to have to stretch this Trench Raider gameplay because of the fact that we had just had a bad start, and the game before I knew it was going to cause me to have to, really like just go 110 percent of my gameplay to see if we had any chance of winning here. So fortunately, I'm just trying to keep up as much as I can. I do a pretty good amount of damage here, which kind of makes it a little bit interesting what happens here when I'm able to clear everyone out. I'm still trying to stay on the flag capture point, even though I'm a big fan of not staying put and running with, not staying put when I'm trying to heal myself, just because you can be on spot and enemies can know where you're at and they'll start throwing grenades at you. But I really don't have any place to go. I know I'm going to have to grind this one out, and I just get just enough there to take that guy out, which was good, because unfortunately the revolver can kind of disappear on me. And so I'm just trying to find the one other dude that's running around over here, and there we go. So that was nice. It starts to slow down here a little bit because they start to kind of like begin to, I think they begin to adjust. Sometimes what ends up happening, sometimes people will adjust and like more people will try to attack you when you like wipe everyone out. And sometimes they will, some people just leave. They're just done with you. They're like, forget it, I'm not going to deal with you anymore. And then other people will like, they're like, you know, stay back a little bit, and they'll maybe try to hit you with an AT rocket, or as you'll see here, their attempt here, they're going to start trying to take me out with some dynamite. So yeah, they definitely try to, you know, those, you'll see them trying to adjust. That's what I was going to know, is that players are always trying to adjust to what you're doing. And as you can see right there. So unfortunately, I have some, it wasn't probably the greatest streak gameplay I've ever had. Like, obviously, I do end up dying sometimes in this game. I mean, not a crazy amount of deaths, but, you know, it's not like the greatest streak ever. But it was just a good gameplay overall against an enemy team that was pretty solid. So definitely interesting gameplay, to say the least. I do have some crazy deaths, though, a little bit with the Trench class, and I'll show it to you when it comes up. I think this is part of it right here. I'm expecting myself, I'm at 76 right now, and sometimes it ends up happening and I'm at 85. And I'm expecting myself to get healed up quicker when I drop that down, and sometimes it just doesn't register and I'm not healing. So if I was at 100 there, I would have survived through that dynamite blow, because I'm pretty sure he only dropped one. He did a little bit of a kamikaze attack on me. And so it moved my heal up to about 86, but pretty sure there's some increased damage on the elite classes that they added a couple updates ago. And so because of that, I think for dynamite specifically, yeah, so specifically for dynamite, the damage is increased. So when you're dropping dynamite in elite class, it does more damage. So I would have been fine there if I was at 100, but I was not. And so because of that, I ended up dying right there. So that was a little bit unfortunate, one of the unfortunate deaths. But fortunately for this map, this is a 3-minute respawn time for the Raider kit, so it won't take me too long till I can be able to pick up this kit again. So I put all of my information about this kit. Like I said, I thought I was done playing on these maps. We have the new Russian DLC coming out. We got Lepko Pass coming out, and that's part of the whole Name of the Tsar. So I was pretty sure I was going to be done with this map, because I thought they were going to run a whole month of a pre-stated tour with those maps all by itself rotating over and over again. But since those are no longer here, I'm back on playing this. But like I said, I thought I was going to be done with the Trench Raider kit, so I put all my information into one big Trench Raider kit, kind of like, you know, tutorial gameplay type of mix over here, where I explain all the spawn times, all the little things I do, and you know, everything. I put everything basically into that video, just because, again, I said I thought I was going to be done with this. So I'll link that in one of the cards below, and you can guys go check that out. If you want to get more of a comprehensive detail about all that type of stuff there. So unfortunately, I'm having a hard time getting a spawn, and now I'm starting to look and see, like, I need to spawn, because this is what sometimes has happened to me a lot. So I'll be on a kit and I'll be doing well, and the moment I die, it's like the rhythm, I can't seem to find the flow of the game and where I need to get at, and I just can't seem to get a good spawn. So unfortunately, right here, I'm going to start getting blasted instantly. And I'm just going to try to bayonet charge myself all the way into C over here and try to do some damage. But yeah, this is kind of a little bit of a grind. That's what ends up happening. And it's not something I want right now, considering that we're already behind. And, you know, if we're going to lose C over here, you know, it's not going to be helpful at all. And we're already falling behind a lot, and then I am dying there. So that was unfortunate. So, again, like I said, this is when I have struggled to have a good spawn. And something I knew was going to end up happening in this game was definitely we were going to have a bit of a grind, because like I said, the last game before this was pretty bad. So fortunately, I have some teammates right there, right by the right over here by the spawn for the kit. So I'm able just to run up here, because I believe it's going to spawn up here at like 10-13. So unfortunately, the enemy player pops out right through that window right there, and I'm able to just to get across from his fire. I think he even gets shot from the side there too. I was expecting them to push me, but they only have like 5 more seconds, so I'm able to run up here then and be able to grab this, which is just what I needed, because now I'm going to cause some problems over here onto B for sure. So that was definitely you know, not a, you know, that's what happens if you don't know these spawn times, because now I'm definitely going to cap this, especially with there not being no tank around. Unless I do something really stupid, I'm going to be okay. So fortunately they throw a, you know, God incendiary grenade at the right time, but that's okay. I'm going to be fine. Heal myself up over here. I'm in a good spot where there's only, I don't know how many people are going to be on the B right now, but I know that no one's going to be right there behind me. So I'm going to be in good shape, protecting myself from getting bayonet charged or anything like that. And they're not even aware of me having this kit right now. And so they're too focused about holding up on their spot. And this is what makes this kit so useful, is, you know, I'm just able to get a close range. I'm able to use my speed. It doesn't take me forever. You can't run away from me. I'm able to get up to you right up in close distance. And, you know, unless you're being aware and prepared for me, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. So, yeah, that was pretty simple. Only 2 guys I'd take out right there. Not really sure. I think my teammates were doing some work there too, so that was definitely helpful. And I'm going to clean up any of the guys that are around too. So teammates did well. Teammates did what they need to do as well too. That's always nice. To have that when you have people on your team that are doing their part too. So that was definitely needed. So I want to push over here to C, and unfortunately I can't. I got a cavalry class right there, and so I want to be careful with that. This guy heard me, so he was just kind of hiding, hoping I wouldn't see him. As I said when I was on C before, usually that'll end up happening sometimes. Some people just don't want to deal with you, so they'll move away from you. And yeah, so that was definitely a situation right there. This guy just didn't want to be around me, and so now I'm gonna come over here. I see it. Fortunately, there's a tanker class. I'm not sure if that was the dude that was going on the streak there, but I don't want to challenge it because I'm not anywhere in good position. He has the high ground, and plus I don't have the kit at all to do any damage onto any tank. So I'm gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna come over here and push down. I'm gonna push over here to D instead. It's just not, you know, there's times where he's got to retreat from this battle. It's okay. It's going to take him an hour to move back up there to D. So, of course, I'm, you know, kind of exaggerating, obviously. But, you know, if you use a tank, you know, it takes you forever to climb up these little hills up here. So, you know, by the time he gets up here, I'm you know, getting those, you know, few seconds more. And you'd be surprised if those few seconds more will give you, you know, you'll be able to cap D, and have your teammates spawn on D. And I tell you what, if you can keep a tank going back and forth between climbing up these hills, they're just wasting so much time over here doing that. So, especially with all these tanker classes are working, where the ones that usually have the streaks are usually playing in their team. And what I mean by that is they don't really push. And they'll stay within where the flow of their teammates are going. So if they have a squad or a team that's just capping one base after another, after another, they're going to stay in that. They're never going to push out of that. So as you can see, they're kind of going with the flow with how their team's working here. So you know, that's just kind of, so that can kind of hinder them if you put them in a spot that isn't very advantaged to where their tank is at. Again, those kind of those deep ways of looking at it, but I kind of like going into that sometimes. And you know, helping my team out and giving whatever advantage it takes to win the game. So I'm over here by D. I know the spawn, they're going to come over right there in front of me, so I'm waiting for it. If they spawn over there by A and in the game, or you know, up on top of the hill, right straight ahead of me, they're usually going to come out. They're spawning here over here by D. So they usually be right over there by by the haystacks. So was watching that over there. I want to watch out for this cavalry class. But at least I capped the point, so I at least can have my teammates spawn onto it. Nice thing is my teammates are already pushing over there to C, so that's helpful. I'm going to come over by the tank hunter class and was going to see if I could bait it, but my teammates were able to grab it, so that's fine. And I'm going to get on this horse, and I'm going to flank all the way around over to A and get behind them. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, because I know obviously that the tanker is running with his team, with his squad, so he's going to be over there by B and C and somewhere in between there. So I'm just going to go right behind him, right? So I have a vehicle, you know, quote unquote. I got a horse over here, so I'm able to, you know, move all the way over here. Unfortunately, I seem like I get myself stuck a good amount of times. And of course, I have the classic can't vault over the fence issue here. But the nice thing about it was Fortunately, the guy with the cavalry class behind me made a big mistake and did not stay on his horse, and so he gets himself in trouble here. If you're a cavalry class, the best thing you want to do is stay on your horse. He should have thrown grenades in here or something, but not challenging me like this, because you're only 2 swings and you're done. So you're not going to win that battle against me. Your best option is stay on the horse, try to swing against me, maybe throw some grenades in there. And then maybe get off your horse in a safe distance, you know, where you can maybe have your teammates spawn on you to help you take me out, because yeah, going up against me like that is just not a good idea. So I hear someone coming up, I missed him with my first swing, get him with my second one. Want to make sure he's not gonna like have a high sensitivity and come around and melee me from behind or something crazy like that. So but yeah, there we go. We're able to cap that from behind. That was nice. Had some squad spawns. There's a lot of good squad spawns, so that's always nice when you have teammates that will spawn on you and help eliminate that ticker time that it takes to cap the flag. So love these little artillery weapons right here. I see the tank up over here. I wasn't sure if this was the guy because he was playing so far back. Turns out he's not, but it's still always fun. I love using these things. There's only 2 shots for the smaller tanks, so yeah, it does a good amount of damage over here for these. So yeah, he was definitely in trouble. Right the moment I shot him, it takes out like 50 something damage onto him. So instantly, right when he felt that, he saw how low he was and started shooting. You know, you have a panic mode there, and it was just way too late for him. So unfortunately, the better tanker on this game was you can see that he's right there on the right side up there, so he wasn't a good distance for me to shoot that weapon. But that's why I'll sometimes like flanking from behind over there, because if they're over here pushing B, I can blast them with that weapon. You know, I can cap A, come up from behind them, get onto that artillery weapon, and do work on them there. So that's what I'll sometimes do. Unfortunately, what his downfall was a little bit this game, and I think why we start making a run up here is because they get caught into the you know, the situation where they're trying to stay alive, and you know, because of that, they end up you know, us be able to take advantage of that and keep pushing him back further and further away. That's why I said he was playing within his teammates. So the moment his teammates all start dying around him, he's going to want to move all the way back even more and more and more to try to find it. I hope his teammates are going to start to regain their ability and swarm around him again and make that push. And if that never happens, he's just going to keep moving back all the way until he ends up dying. So that's kind of how the rhythm of how they'll play. It's, you know, I'm not knocking, I'm just saying how it is, you know. So that's what I think begins to bring us back in the game is the fact my teams were able to adjust on that, and I'm being able, while they're busy doing that and he's pushing away from the flags and not staying on them, I'm able to directly go right onto them and battle people. So again, this is why I feel this is a superior class you'd want to grab on this map, even over the tank hunter class. It's crazy to say even the tank hunter class on this map. I mean, before you had the DLC for the They Shall Not Pass job, I was loving that. I was beginning to really enjoy getting good at using the tank hunter class, elite class. But man, now just using this class, I feel it's just so much fun, so much fun. So I'm gonna come over here and we're gonna try to cap B now. This is where you're gonna see him gonna try to move back a little bit more. We're still down by a good amount, but like I said, he does not push here. And because of this, you know, we're able to cap this one. This one really gets it tilted a little bit for us, because he wants to move away, you know, from not dying. And so that'll kind of hurt him a little bit later here. So you'll see them. His teammates are spawning right out around him. I got a good spot for my team on that. And again, he's trying to move away because he only has like 2 teammates around him now. And there's so many of my players that are around here too that are easily gonna take out the guys that had just came out of his tanker. So you know, now we're cap B. So now I'm gonna run over here towards the C again. And again, like I said, that was kind of what they were holding on. Like at the very beginning of the game, they were able to cap, you know, B easily because they brought that tank around. And now that they adjusted to that, that worked out really well for us. Now look at this. I love that. Look at that pilot there. We had a really good pilot in this game, dropping those flares. So that was very helpful. This enabled me to come in here and see everyone. Yeah, that's definitely awesome right there. Those are some solid pilot games. I tell you what, you could do nothing in the game. If you drop me flares all day long, thank you. I mean, that's what I love. That I love flares, man. I love the free UAV, you know. So definitely appreciate that. So now we're gonna cap C. I'm gonna go push over here and get out of here as quick as I can now because I know we're gonna cap C. And I'm already pushing over here because again, we're already still behind, so I need to give myself all that little extra edge You know, my little standing on there with enough teammates there, we're still going to cap C, so I don't need to be too concerned about trying to help my teammates out. So, unfortunately, this is where an instance where the revolver just disappears on me, and I completely miss this guy, and he's able to do enough damage onto me, and I'm not able to heal myself, and I get myself in a bad situation here. Unfortunately, I thought this guy was going to push me more, so I thought I could run over this wall over here, but it turns out he didn't push me as hard as I thought he was. A lot of times with the people with their weapons, they don't know how much damage is on you, so they want to stay away from you, and that was a little bit my mistake right there. He had no idea. He had no idea how much damage was on me, and so he was just going to stay back as much as he can. I could have stayed behind that rock and probably got myself healed up a little bit more and waited for him to push me, and I probably would have got my health up to like 40 or 50, which would have been well enough to put damage onto him and take him out when he got close by. So a bit of a mistake on my part. I should have missed those revolver shots in the first place when it came to shooting at him. So that was definitely just a fail on my part completely. I thought for a minute it would have been lagging, but now that I look at it now, it's more just completely missed my shot. So this guy over here makes the one turn that I didn't go. Goes right there. Like, man, talk about, I love it when those walls are broken down over there by the building by E. But because I could tell, I was like, okay, he didn't turn to the room on the left. So I thought, well, he'd probably turn the room to the right, and then he ends up going right by the door. So I just like, oh my god. So he takes me out. But my teammates are handling that, though. He was one last guy there, and I'm sure my teammates were able to find him. And yeah, they're all gonna be around over there by E, so we're gonna be okay. And I'm just gonna come over here then by B and start laying down my mines again. Unfortunately, I think right when I died with my elite class, the enemy player died with his tank as well too. So, like I said, that's where the shift of the game started to come, and the game shifted a little bit from that place when I came over there and capped B. So again, that's why I feel like the elite class is the best class to use this game. Again, it's not to knock on tanker classes or to talk about how bad they are or something like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's a very solid, good class itself, and a lot of people can use it very well, and they can still do a lot of damage onto you in the game. So, but I definitely feel that if you have the choice to grab the Trench class, I would pick that up definitely over a tank. So now I'm gonna try to hold them off as much as I can over here, because like I said, we were able to hold them off from trying to hold them off from getting B. Unfortunately, they were able to grab F, so that's not good. That they were able to grab F again, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But the majority of them are going to be over here, so I'm going to try to hold them off as much as I can. I jump over here because I see my team put a good flare down, but unfortunately, I could see people on my mini-map. It was pointing direction, telling me there's people over there, but I still jumped over it. I've heard people mention this before, like, you know, you should enlarge your mini-map. And in that case, it probably would have been a good idea to have it enlarged, because I would have seen the tank and all the other players that were there. If I would have known the tank was there, that would have made me not jump over. I'm not too concerned about jumping over players there because I can jump back over, but those players were specifically watching for me over there, and they had a tank as cover. So, but normally what I'll do is I'll just hit the back button. That's the reason why I don't change my mini-map up. I'll hit the back button, because when I hit the back button on my controller, it enlarges my mini-map. So if I really need to see something, I can make it larger, and then I can, you know, put it back smaller when I don't need it. So it keeps my my screen clear, you know, less stuff on there that I don't need. Like I have the kill feed off because I don't really need that as well either. And I have the sound off for the announcer's voice that talks about, you know, us losing or capping A, or if we need to push harder or something like that. Just because that sound can sometimes interfere when I'm trying to listen in to hear if the footsteps are coming or something like that. So I'd like to try to keep it as clean as possible on my screen. So yeah, now hey, I knew the even though I died there, which was fine, I was at least able to hold them back. This is again why you don't camp the kit, because when you camp the kit, I might not be able to hold them back from that push that they were pushing. I killed a good amount of people there when they were in the canal there. So you're sitting over there camping the kit, it doesn't do you any good, because they're gonna eventually push all the way down, and you know, they're eventually gonna, you know, get next to where the kit's at, and you're gonna be camping, and they're gonna engulf you and they're gonna kill you, rather than holding the spot, you know, the line, you know, the front lines, you could say, of wherever they're pushing at, and then when you know when the kit's gonna spawn up, then you can then retreat back over there, go grab it, then get yourself back into the game. So that's my approach of how to go do that. Now I got the horse again, and I got a little nervous here because I saw them coming over here. I went to go over there and go help out and go cap D, but my teams were able to cap that. And then when I noticed I was capping that, we were losing C. So I got really nervous there because I was like, okay, I'm gonna push over here by A. Fortunately, my teammates are grabbing C, so all I know is all I have to do over here is just hold down A and just give them hell. So because I know we're holding down C, so I just know if I can just hold down A, cause some chaos over here, it should draw them enough out over here where they won't be focused by C. And unfortunately, they have a scout class. I can't see where he's at over there. Shotgun hits me over here. I thought he went under the bridge, but he's pushing over there where his teammate's at. So I know we have C. I know we have all three. We have enough time to bring it back into the game. If we hold down the other three parts, so I'm just going to try to cause as much havoc as I can over here. Just going to do whatever I can not to die, and do everything I can to cap the base as well too. But I don't want to die. That's my main thing here. I can concede from the base because we have the other three territories. If I can just, you know, cause damage and do whatever I can right here. I'm eliminating. I'm 1 versus like 4 right now. 1 versus 5, a whole squad probably or something like that. So I'm eliminating like a squad from my team having to deal with here. So hopefully that gives them just enough. And it was doing that. That's what my teammates were doing their part, and that was very helpful. It's always nice to have your teammates who were able to handle it just enough, because we were going to need it this game, because like I said before, again, which is a nightmare. So yeah, they're coming at me as hard as they can. I am knowing that they might try to adjust and use the AT rocket. I know they're doing a lot of grenades. I'm not sure if some of them are the rockets as well too. So I'm putting myself in the wall that is not going to, I'm putting myself in the angle where the wall is at, where it cannot fall on me. So this is a good spot right here. Just got to be careful that they sometimes might spawn right ahead of me, right there where that artillery weapon is. But his teammate, his scout class is over there by the left, so normally they're going to be spawning right over there. So again, I'm just holding down this angle right here. I know when the music starts playing, we've already seen that our team's score has changed. So it looks like the strat did very well. Again, that's just how it goes right there, see? So there is a way to get around it and get around the tank gameplay. When you have a good solid tanker and still use this kit to your advantage. Like I said, he was too busy a little bit more around the actual capture zone. You know, I've noticed this too with my own tanker when I use it. A lot of times I can't get on the capture because I'm trying to battle so much, and you keep getting pushed back further and further and further away. When you got this class, I can directly get onto the capture zone and do so much more damage. Because again, I'm not this huge hunk of metal that's rolling around. That's such an easy target to kill. I can hide behind walls, get around the little corners. There's so many more other places I can be because I'm such a smaller target zone. So that's how that works out, guys. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. Again, thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys again later. Peace.